Hey guys, welcome back to Book Talk with Meg. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm here with one of my favorite videos to film. I'm making this more of a chill video this year, and I just basically want to talk with you guys about the 2019 releases, which I'm like super hyped about. Most of these releases are YA books. These are all books that I've actually pre-ordered. They are like I believe right now it's 11 books that I'm like super looking forward to. Most of them are YA. I think I have one or two adults in there. So without further ado, let's hop on in. The first book I want to talk to you guys about is In an Absent Dream by Shannon McGuire. This book comes out on January 8th, and it is the fourth book in the Wayward Children series, the first book being Every Heart a Doorway. I feel like this book, when it was first released, really took booktube by storm. Everybody read Every Heart a Doorway, everyone loved it, including myself. These books are very short. They're more like novellas than actual books, but they do really pack a punch. My favorite in the series thus far is Down Among the Sticks and Bones. It follows Jack and Jill, and I just really like the entire premise of this book. If you guys didn't know, Every Heart a Doorway and the entire series follows children who come back from magical worlds, and it's basically their process with coping with the fact that they were kind of like kicked out of these worlds where they really thought it was home. And that's basically the plot of the first book. And in the second and third book, we visit different worlds that some of our characters came back from. And I think the fourth book, I heard it was like about goblins or something of the sort. Anyway, I feel like this has the potential to become my favorite one in the series so far, and I just want the series to honestly be never ending. I read the third book last January when it came out, and I've been anticipating the fourth book ever since. Next book I want to talk about is The Gilded Wolves by Roshi Chokski. I never know how to say her name, so sorry. This book comes out on January 15th, and the reason I'm very intrigued in this book and that I actually pre-ordered it is because this kind of reminds me of Six of Crows in a sense that this has like a different cast of characters, and they are all very different, and I think they have to go like on this like kind of hunt for something, and it just really reminds me of that kind of vibe of the heist. It might not be a heist, but kind of like working as a group towards something. And I know this book is taking place in Paris, and everybody that has an advanced reader copy of this book is really hyping it up, and it's a little bit out of my comfort zone as a reader, but I really do think I'm going to enjoy this. I've been to Paris myself, and it is a very interesting city, so I can't wait to see like places I've actually been to in a novel. The third book on my list is Famous in a Small Town by Emma Mills. This is going to be my first Emma Mills book, which is a little weird to say because I am a big fan of contemporary. It's pretty much all I read, so that I haven't read any of Emma Mills' books is kind of weird for me to say because she is becoming such a known author in the YA world. But I wanted to pick this one up particularly because it deals with like a music romance, and I've been working on a video and reading a lot of books for you guys to actually make a romance like music romance recommendation video, because this is one of my tropes that I love the most. I love Heartbreakers, I love Abigail's Breathe, the first book in her Seabury series that has to do with a like musician kind of romance, and I'm just a sucker for anything with that. And I think it involves like the premise of obviously like a small town and how relationships can affect that, and I think it's going to be so much fun. And again, a lot of people have been raving about Emma Mills' writing, so I'm super looking forward to that book. Fourth book is another book I'm so anticipating, and that is The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This book comes out on January 22nd, and it is the second book in the Truly Devious series. If you guys want to watch my Truly Devious book review, I will leave it down below and in the cards, but I basically adored Truly Devious. It is my favorite and honestly one of the only YA mystery / thriller books I've ever enjoyed. It follows a main character, Stevie, and she goes to this like academy called Ellingham Academy that is situated in Vermont, and it's all for like kids that are either very smart or like love to learn, and the whole aspect of that academy is like learning is a game. This book is told in flashbacks and present day because there's something that happened at that academy where the daughter and the wife of the Academy's founder were taken away, and it was signed Truly Devious. So we follow that part, and our main character Stevie is kind of going to that school because she loves to like solve crimes and she's really into mysteries. So she's looking into that, and also like stuff goes down during present day, and that first book really did end on an amazing cliffhanger, and I cannot wait for the second book in this installment. Fourth book I have to talk about is Fame, Faith, and the First Kiss by Casey West. This is coming out on February 5th, and this book is so exciting to me because I love Casey West so much. She is an author I found out about in 2018, and if you guys haven't watched my best books of 2018, you really should, because I do talk about Casey West in one of my favorite books of last year, and ever since that I've been sold on wanting to read all her books. Fame, Faith, and the First Kiss not only has alliteration in its title, but sounds so good. It's about our main character. I don't remember her name, but basically she gets her first big break, kind of like in starring in a movie, but the twist is she also has to finish her high school senior year. So enter a tutor her dad has hired for her, and she obviously doesn't really want a tutor, and she doesn't really care for him at first, but I think their relationship will blossom, and it's also her dealing with, I think, having a co-star that is very attractive and all the shenanigans that ensue. Obviously, this is a Casey West book, so it's going to be filled with fluff and romance, and February could not be a better time to release that book because Valentine's Day. The fifth book is pretty much my only adult book on this list, and it is Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. She is very much known on social media. She is a self-help kind of guru. I did read her book, Girl Wash Your Face, last year, and it changed my perspective on a lot of things. Her newer book comes out on March 12th, if I didn't mention that already, and I could not be more excited about a self-help book. I feel like her writing is very simplistic, but very resourceful in the way that it's not just fluff and things you hear all the time. It's actually like raw and things she did on her own to actually attain the success she has and to break the negative patterns in her head that she's been constructing all these years, and it kind of helps you as a reader do the same. Obviously, if you're not into self-help books, this is not for you, but I do recommend this book to almost anyone. The sixth book on my list is The Princess and the Fangirl by Ashley Poston. This is the companion novel to Geekerella, and it comes out on April 2nd. I am so excited for this book. I loved Geekerella, and the more I think about this book, the more I appreciate it. And Geekerella is basically a Cinderella retelling with a geeky twist on it. Again, I have a full review for this book. I worked really hard on that one, so you might want to check it out below. But basically, this is going to take, I think it's like another fairy tale retelling, which I am blanking on. Yeah, this is a like twist on the Prince and the Pauper retelling, and I cannot wait for it. This is going to have LGBTQ references in it as well, because I think our two characters are going to be like in a girl-girl relationship, and the cover's stunning, the writing for Geekerella was amazing, so I can't wait to see what this one has in store for us, and I love that it's in the same world as Geekerella. The seventh book on my list is You'd Be Mine by Erin Hahn, which also comes out on April 2nd, and this is again a music romance. This is a country music romance, which is everything I would want in life because I am like a country fanatic. Everything I listen to is country music. So this one is very interesting to me. I do have an arc of this thanks to NetGalley, so I will be reviewing this for you guys. For sure, keep a lookout on GOODREADS and all my other social media platforms, which are always listed down below if you want to hear my full thoughts on this once it comes out. But that's all I know about this book. That's all I want to know about it. It sounds amazing. The eighth book on my list, again, I have an arc for, and I'm so excited to read it. It is The Brief Chronicles of Another Stupid Heartbreak by Ali El-Sad. If you guys have watched pretty much all my contemporary suggestion videos, you would know that I am a big fan of his novel called Let's Get Lost, and ever since then I have kind of like vowed to myself that I want to read everything he puts out. I feel like he's a very underrated author, and I just want to give him all the love and praise in the world. This one is, again, like a contemporary book. I don't want to spoil myself and learn too much about it, so I'm pretty much just gonna say that, but I love Addie's writing. He has the best coming of age stories, honestly, and I highly suggest you guys check that one out as well. Number 9 on my list is Don't Date Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno. This comes out on May 14th and I am so excited for this one because this has some Latino rep in it, which I feel like I haven't really read any books like that, but this follows our main character Rosa, and apparently like people say don't date Rosa Santos because she has like this curse or whatever, but the story kind of puts a lot of emphasis on different cultures because Rosa's mother lives in South Florida, but she also has her abuela, her grandmother, who lives, I believe, in Cuba or some sort of region, and Rosa has to make decisions on college, and I think there's going to be romance. The cover for this is gorgeous, and I feel like this book and the premise and everything is something that is going to take a twist on the regular contemporary and make it a little bit more deep, and I feel like it's going to be a hilarious book as well. Super excited for that one. How many times can I say super excited in a video? Not sure. Number 10 on my list is Maybe This Time by Casey West, another book which is blessed by the cover gods, and this one comes out on July 9th, and this one is amazing. It follows our main character, which again I am blanking on her name, but basically this character works for the local florist, so she has to attend all the events like funerals, barbecues, everything you can think of. The girls there because flower arrangements are pretty much everywhere. Comes in this cute boy who is working for like, I think he's like the main chef's son or something, so he's always at the events as well, and I think the entire story goes from there. Obviously probably gonna have some romance, a little bit, maybe like a hate to love trope, I'm not really sure. It's Casey West, the cover's gorgeous, I'm so excited. And the last one, and obviously my most anticipated book because it always is. Every year this author creates a book and I'm super hyped for it, and that is Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco, the last and final installment in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. This is going to be epic. The cover isn't really released yet, and the supposed date for this book is September 26th, but we don't know if that's actually it or not. But this is again gonna follow Audrey Rose and Thomas Cresswell. If you guys didn't know, Stalking Jack the Ripper is kind of like set in a Victorian time where women aren't really supposed to have jobs or be interested in anything intellectual like sciences or math or whatever. And Audrey Rose, our main character, kind of breaks these molds because she actually is interested in forensic sciences and she helps her uncle with autopsies, and the entire story follows Audrey Rose and her male companion Thomas Cresswell as they try to uncover what happened with the Jack the Ripper murders that are occurring during this book. They're trying to figure out who did it, how it happened, and the second book is Hunting Prince Dracula with the Tales of Prince Dracula. The third one is with Houdini, and the last one I'm not really sure where it's going to go, but I'm super excited. So yeah, I don't have anything else on my list right now. Probably not going to be a lot more added to this list. I know there's also the Tyrant's Tomb, which is the fourth book in the Trials of Apollo that's coming out this year that I'm really looking forward to. There should be the second book in the City of Ghosts series, as well as a few other books that are probably going to be mentioned here and there that I'm going to add to my list. But as of now, this is the breakdown of all the books I've pre-ordered for 2019. Let me know in the comments what books you guys are really anticipating this year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!